What's up, guys? I'm back to the channel. I'm with Gillian. You went X4 on locals. What did you play?
I played Sky Striker.
And you went actually X4 with.
I was X4. Yeah, I went 4-0.
Nice, very nice. Let's do a quick deck profile. Can we see your deck quick?
Sure. Why not? Okay. Triple Ray. It's a lifeblood of the deck. Best girl. 10 out of 10. Yeah, you really want to open this, so obviously you play 3. You play the 1 Rose. This is, well, sometimes an extender if you need to play through some interrupts that pop your Ray on field, and your follow-up Link. And obviously also important for the linkage OTK setup, in which case you don't want to draw it. And of course, to irritate people, alternative arts engage. The OG and the alternative art with Rose in the background. Best card of the deck, obviously. If you open this and you have a way to build up your spell counters, you probably win. Triple Widow Anchor. This is very strong. This is just Imperm plus Snatch, Change of Heart in one card. Very important. This is especially fun along TTT if you, say, grab an Xyz or bump into it. Or in one case, if you just bump into an Xyz and then take the Xyz, you can also make Zeus, because Zeus is very balanced. Triple Linkage. This is a pseudo starter and also helps you dodge some negation on, say, target negation with Imperm or Valor. On your Kagari. It's also critical for the linkage OTK setup on a clear board, but I did not manage to do that today. Then we have the double multi-roll. This there's an argument to play 1 because you obviously don't want to see 2, but I play the 2 because the risk of drawing 2 is, I think, very much worth the risk of opening this, because this just makes any kind of play you made on your turn, well, happen again on their turn. Then, of course, double afterburners. This, well, obviously, it pops a thing, and if you have 3, you pop an additional back row. Very strong. This is probably one of the, let's see, few ways you can target. It's also a pseudo floodgate out, but if you're facing down anti-spell, doesn't do jack shit. Hornet Drones as an additional starter, and this is also your go-to setup if you can't set up a Shizuku Shuffle with Widow Anchor already engraved. This is just follow-up. Shark Cannon. This is a one-off search of at the end of a thing if you're playing against a graveyard-heavy deck with a Shizuku Shuffle. So you banish something, set it back up with multi-roll, and then you have it again for next turn. The 1 Area 0. This card is fine. It can help dig for cards if you're facing a pretty light board, but otherwise its main use is multi-roll fodder to get another starter in play. And then we have a bit of spice. A Fairy-on package, 2 Coliseum, 1 Regulus. I am torn on this package. On one hand, it's decent in a state where you can set it up because then you have a constantly recurring body, and the Fairy-on Field spell allows you to double proc both your Ray and the Coliseum, so you can get back the Regulus and whatnot. But on the other hand, opening Regulus fucking sucks, so I'm torn on it. The one-off bank in the main, because this is a blind second deck, so that's why it's a very good card based on interactions. And obviously it's a very nice body at 2600. And now we have some even more non-engine. Triple Ash Blossom. This is in the main. Alt artwork because we are feed enjoyers here, I guess. This, obviously very good, is FTK versus Branded, if they don't open any way to play around it. Triple Imperm, very good. This is how I won my last game in my last match. I had double Imperm of this, and it was very funny because he could not play at it and had to end on Seal's Pass. Sorry, Tom.
Fuck you, Tom. No, I'm joking.
Double TTT. And I guess I should also put this here, the Trust. TTT, obviously very good going second. If you can bait out an interaction like an Afterburners to force out a negate or a Widow Anchor to force out a negate, then this becomes live, and obviously that's very strong, very modular. Lets you draw more cards, builds up cell count, is very good stuff. And of course, the best Sky Striker support card in history, Triple Tactics Trust. If your opponent does literally anything with a monster, you now have access to engage and an additional spell engrave, which is absurd. Then double Pot of Desires, not a tree because it's semi-limited. This is I have a love-hate relationship with this card, as do many people. Sometimes you banish just one of some of your non-engine and you know, some of your engine, and other times you're down 2 Widow Anchors and you're looking at like, well, shit, now what do I search off engage? So love-hate. Main deck Harpies, because going second, and Striker is a deck that, in my opinion, struggles a lot with back row and particularly Floodgates. This is something you probably side out though if you're going second and you expect anti-spell because it's such jack against it. Rhoda to build up a spell count, Upstart to build up a spell count. Called by because this allows you to, well, you know, have an additional interaction if you're going first, allows you to beat out monster-based hand traps, etc., etc. Terraforming to build up spell count, and the one of Droplet because I was too poor at the time and probably still are to afford the playset.
How many cards are we talking about?
This is a clean 40 because
40, nice.
I will sooner die than play a striker list over 40. So that's everything. Yeah, I'll just shuffle this. So now we're going on to the extra deck. We're obviously playing the triple Kagari because this obviously recycles your striker spells. If you're ever in a position where you get to double full engage into Kagari, you are winning the game. Your opponent has to have a god board, but if they have a god board, you're not getting to this anyway. Triple Shizuku, this is obviously important for the grind game. Ending on this allows you to search for whatever you need. Know what you're missing. A double Hayate instead of the triple. Reasons will be apparent soon. Zeke, sometimes I do want to play the double Zeke, but the other two comes up. Azalea, this is fine. You sometimes struggle to make it because all your links are non-light darks, so yeah. But it is an additional way to pop Floodgates, so it does come up. Kinda, this is mainly here as Regulus fodder. Usually I don't even have this in a way to block attack. We have a small nightmare package of Phoenix and Unicorn, unfortunately common, or rare. Obviously, pop back row if you need it, and Unicorn is a climb to the big ol' Axis Scout. This is very fun to do in a position where you have half of the OTK set up, i.e. Rose and Ray in grave and linkage in hand, because linkage doesn't need to send a specifically Sky Striker card to the graveyard. It can just send anything, and if this is in the MMZ, you can punch with this, go into Kagari, and then just kill him from there if you've managed to wipe the board, and if you made access code, you probably did. And the one of Zeus. This comes up every now and then when you stare down an Xyz and can steal it, because all you have to do is punt into it, then Widow Anchor it, TT it, or whatever, and now you have a Zeus on field.
Nice.
For the side, this is ordered a bit awkwardly. Double Bell, I did not have space for the third. This is mainly, well, I mean, for graveyard-based decks. Can help occasionally against, yeah, some stuff like someone from grave. I don't know what to really say. Triple Cosmic, this is here because you really need this for if you're going second and expect an anti-spell. If not, you're not playing the game and are likely losing. A Lightning Storm, a double Lightning Storm because it's semied. Much for the same reason here, to pop back row. You struggle with back row decks as a striker player. Evenly matched, the one of, because you can search this off of Trust, and honestly it's fills a similar function to Lightning Storm, where it acts as a way to get rid of back row. And this is the unfun part of the side deck, and usually if I do this I lose, so you know. There can only be one, yeah, Floodgates, woo.
Disgusting now.
Yeah, it is, it's pretty gross, not gonna lie. This is if you want to sack your opponent going first because you don't think your engine can beat theirs, and it's against some decks, particularly say Dragon Link. It's an awful matchup, and you really need something like this to blow them out. It also comes up in a fair amount of matchups, and you might think that your links lock you up with this, but if the link gets popped or get rid of and Ray triggers, then you're no longer under the Tikaboo lock. And then, this is probably something I will cut because, well, it usually gets you killed. D-Barrier. This is the other part of the thing. Sometimes you go into this to, you know, laugh at your branded opponent as they resolve branded fusion and think Ash is not coming from the hand. So you make them cry. The problem is, D-Barrier works best in a deck that can consistently just immediately put out damage on the board and just kill their opponent, so you can take advantage of the gap. Striker can do that, but the board needs to be completely empty, and you need a specific 2-card hand and a clear field on your own side as well, because you need to trigger Ray Effect, and you can't do that if the EMZ is clogged. Finally, the One of Hemp. This sometimes comes up against towers that you can't really target with your striker spells. It's a search target. There's an argument to just play Gamma Seal over it, because it is a conditional kaiju. You need to have a striker on field or else it is dead. But it is searchable, and I think it's therefore more preferable over a kaiju. But it doesn't really come about too often.
Nice. So you went 4-0, right? You won everything.
4-0, yes.
Nice.
Everything.
Any shoutouts?
Shoutouts to Raul, a local branded player. He occasionally tests with me and usually beats my ass, but I didn't see him today, so that's probably why I won. Shoutouts to I think this is kind of disgusting, but shoutouts to Tom. For the longest time, I've been bugging him for this, a Sky Striker Ace token, so I finally have that. And funnily enough, today's the day he gave me this, and today's the day I also went 4-0. And funnily enough, he was my last match, and I did kind of sack the hell out of him.
I mean, let's be honest, he deserves it. Like, he kind of deserves it. Let's be honest.
Well, his words, not mine. Yeah.
Last question: do we see you in Dortmund?
Probably. I need to figure out the logistics, but if I get that all sorted out, and I should, there's enough people here going it too, I think, like you. Right?
Yeah, I am. I hope I am, yeah. I'm not sure yet, but I think I'm going as well, yeah.
Yeah. In all likelihood, I'll probably be at Dortmund, and we'll probably get Christirat for my life savings.
Nice. Alright. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Take care.
Yeah, you too.